Merry, 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 Merry Christmas, my Hollywood bargain hunters! For this last Christmas of the 2010s decade, we'll give you our heart, our knowledge, and our expertise in bringing Hollywood home on a budget so that you can give any one of these 4 items away the very next Christmas. Each one of these 3 items represent a past Christmas special I've done in the over 3 years and 1,500 plus video uploads I did for the Thrift Store Rundown, with this being a bonus item. It's a cross-country sleigh ride of discounts from Boston to Rosewood, I don't know if you want to be technical, Burbank, California, where they start the original PLO. Or if you want to talk about a perfectionist, Portland, Oregon, but they said it in Beacon Heights, Washington. Whatever. I'm the Santa Claus of this channel, what I say goes. From Boston to Rosewood, because you never really forget your roots, to Agora Hills, California, to San Francisco. Although if you want to be technical again, Paris, France, because that was his homeland, or his current residency in Connecticut. What the heck ever. Grab your best bottle of rosé as long as you went Santa driving, hop in, strap on, and get ready for a holiday sleigh ride of bargains. This is the Thrift Store Rundown's Nifty, Thrifty Christmas! With what is probably the biggest book by volume I've ever purchased. The America's Test Kitchen Cooking School Cookbook. Everything you need to know to become a great cook. Purchased from a Goodwill somewhere in this country off of Amazon for $27.99 for the item itself, plus an additional $3.99 shipping and handling, and $2.11 tax, for a total of $34.09. Out of a retail price of $45 US. That's something that's not terribly impressive, but something that should not be knocked at either. I guarantee you that this would not sell for less than $10 at Unique Thrift Store here in Patterson. 20 plus years of hard-run, hard-cooked knowledge comprised in a book that easily weighs a few pounds. With 832 pages, over 2,500 how-to photographs and recipe photographs, and over 600 all-time best recipes. I highly recommend you start with the Cooking Basics section. Cooking isn't complicated, but it is complex. Small variables can have a significant effect on the quality of the finished dish. This chapter will teach you the basics, from how to sharpen a knife and how to measure properly, to the best pots and pans and pantry items you should stock. There's a lot of information here, but it can be boiled down to a single bit of advice. Think before you cook. So this offers a helpful cooking terminology, basic knife skills, food prep terminology, measuring skills, how to use a thermometer, how to make food taste better, how to fix common mistakes, basic food safety, how to stock your pantry and fridge with the right ingredients, and how to equip your kitchen with essential knives and cutting boards and cookware and bakeware and small appliances and mixers and essential gadgets. Then you get down to the recipes themselves. For the recipes, comprised of the major food groups, vegetables and meat and desserts, and I say major food groups not according to the USDA food pyramid, but how they're listed in this book. So maybe we should just go over the listing of the contents here. Eggs, vegetables, pasta, rice, grains, beans, meat, poultry, seafood, how to grill, how to make stocks and soups and salads and quick breads and yeast breads and pizzas and cookies and cakes and fruit desserts and pies and tarts and custards and puddings and frozen desserts, with a helpful appendix and conversions and equivalent section and a helpful index. Extremely helpful in this case. For the food itself, it is comprised into 4 separate chapters. First, a getting started section. So, for example, how to cook pasta, chapter 4. Inside this chapter, in the getting started section, you'll learn the essential ingredients and equipment needed for pasta, how to measure less than a pound of it, and matching pasta shapes with sauces. A fine art in Italy, a little more relaxed here, stateside. Then we get to the core techniques, how to cook dried pasta, pesto sauce, tomato sauce, lasagna, and meatballs, and then recipe tutorials. Now these recipe tutorials, for example classic macaroni and cheese, offer step-by-step photographic instructions of how to perfect the master recipes. And then we go to the recipe library, which offers up the master recipes and several variations, so that you can apply your newfound knowledge to the recipes listed in this cookbook. And this will be the recipe library for how to cook rice, grains, and beans. So, I do have a couple of faults to share with you about this. One, even though they do list their preferred brands of ingredients for certain recipes, that is sparse and interspersed sporadically throughout this cookbook. And two, even though they list their preferred equipment for certain applications, they don't list their preferred brands, so there's no brand names in here for equipment at all. And I also wish that the cooking terminology was expanded a bit more. I think the food prep terminology helps in that aspect, but certainly there are more cooking terms that we might not know about that I wish they could have listed in here. But be that as it may, I don't think Bridget could have said it any better than I could myself. Become a more confident, more successful cook. America's Test Kitchen has been teaching America how to cook for more than 20 years. In this landmark book, the Test Kitchen experts share everything they know, all the novel techniques, the clever tips, and of course the very best recipes. See how it's really done. Sharpen your skills, raise your kitchen IQ, and master revolutionary techniques. Of course, there's also a preface by Christopher Kimball, who is now with Milk Street. I can only imagine what would have happened if he would have stayed in America's Test Kitchen. We also have Bridget and Julia, we also have Adam and Jack. And 4 out of 5 of these guys will be returning for the milestone 20th season next month on your local public television station. I cannot wait. The next America's Test Kitchen video we do will be the 12th season on DVD, also on Amazon purchase. Purchase actually in conjunction with this, but not in the same package, not purchased on the same day, or not delivered on the same day rather, but purchased on the same day. In any event, you have the joy of cooking, you have how to cook everything, you can add this to the mix. I don't think I'll be buying any other cookbooks for a long time from the thrift store or from Amazon unless it's America's Test Kitchen. That is how informative, intuitive, and overall excellent this cookbook is. I know I said I wanted to wait 30 days since the delivery date for this before I could review it, but you know what? I couldn't find another Pretty Little Liars item to review in this video. Actually, I do have one, but I'm going to save that for New Year's Eve. If you want to know what that is, check out my last haul of 2019 video, which I will link in the description below. So I will keep this brief as my profound love for Pretty Little Liars will allow it. As you know, this is Celebrity Cutout's cardboard cutout of SASHA PIETERSE, who plays ALISON DILAURENTIS, whom I had the immense honor and privilege of meeting twice for book signings, SASHA in Good Taste, her debut cookbook. For myself and for my friend Linda, who was absolutely ecstatic when she got her present. Now, as I went over when I unwrapped this cutout, in my conclusion of my second Johnny Miraculous Taste, and by the way, both Johnnies, Ridgewood at Bookends, at the Great Food Expo in Edison. You can watch them both by clicking the playlist link in the description for my Johnny and Miraculous Taste series. My Ridgewood trip being a multi-part series, and my Edison trip being a 40-minute long vlog. As I went over when I unwrapped this, or unboxed it really, one of the two, she cannot stand up on her own. Look. That's pretty bum. There's an issue in the back here with the support stand. More specifically, right over here. You see how the support stand here in the back, the support flap, is edging out closer than the front? Ooh, ooh. I don't know how to whistle, I'm sorry. insert wolf whistle sound effect here. Or worse.
I want a diamond ring, I want some rings with everything. Daddy, you better get the best for me. Hey, Daddy, better get the best for me. Here's the revolution.
Yeah, she can pretty much elicit that reaction and be genuinely deserving of it. But you know what? In my view, Troy and Belisario is definitely more worthy. She's the love of my life, and Celebrity Cutouts also made that cutout. The first cutout I purchased online. The second one I purchased overall. This is their holographic sticker of authenticity. If you don't see that on the side, it's not a genuine Celebrity Cutouts product. They also made a Holly Marie Combs cutout, which I also ordered and had delivered. The detailing in HD is certainly remarkable. This is a real-life outfit that she wore to a People magazine event, I believe. She looks absolutely phenomenally sexy in this. If you don't believe me, here's a photo.
Can I just say, amen?
Oh yeah, you definitely believe me now. So Celebrity Cutouts, they know what they're doing. By the way, they also made and manufactured a cutout of Shay Mitchell, of Lucy Hale, of Janelle Paris, and Ashley Benson. It might take some time, and about $85 in total. But in 2020, I resolved to have a miniature Pretty Little Liars reunion in this house, so that Alison and Spencer and Ella don't get lonely. Although they'll have each other to keep for company, and I certainly will have as much fun keeping them company as I know they will be having fun in my house. Yeah, I know, that sounds like a freak. But, take it from me, SASHA was just incredibly gracious. You can watch both series by clicking the playlist in the description below. Anyway, detailing is awesome, the dress is phenomenally beautiful, and well, SASHA's smile alone and her beautiful blue eyes do it for me. Don't get me wrong, Troy and Belisario is the endgame love of my life. Spencer Hastings, come on. There's no competition, no comparison. But ALISON DILAURENTIS stands out on her own as the Queen Liar. At least that's what Sarah Seffert says. And this is definitely not a brief review. I will do a proper clappy rating of all 4 items at the end of this video, but I just want to say again how much fun it was to meet SASHA and how much of an honor it was. It definitely will be the highlight of 2019 and the highlight of this decade for me. And 2 wonderful experiences I will not forget anytime soon. And credit where credit is due, it was thanks to a $25 Amazon gift card gifted to me for my 21st birthday from my friend Donna Iannelli, the same gal who not only gifted me my Windows laptop, which I use to edit all my videos now, this one included, but also went with me to see SASHA. So, I have her to thank for this. It came in really handy, and this will stand, not literally, but will stand as a fabulous reminder of how far I've come since October 8th and November 3rd, and how far I've come since proclaiming my love for Pretty Little Liars in January of 2017. I pledge that there will be more PLL content in the future.
Can I just say, amen?
Now stepping to the plate, People magazine for August 12, 2019, with recent Dancing with the Stars winner Hannah Brown on the cover. A People magazine exclusive, Bachelor betrayed, I won't marry a liar. Why she had to end her engagement to Jed Wyatt, how he tried to justify his secret, and the chances of her reuniting with fan favorite Tyler Cameron. This was purchased for 99 cents and for 25% off. Also purchased in conjunction with our final item going up after this, Jacques Pepin Celebrates. Also in this issue, another Dancing with the Stars champion, Bindi Irwin, and the ultimate 21st birthday surprise. The daughter of the late great crocodile hunter Steve Irwin and his wife Terry gets engaged to longtime boyfriend Chandler Powell. Lady Gaga has a new man in her life, somebody named Dan, who's also in the recording industry. Lady Gaga with a new man, yeah, not surprisingly, that makes the rounds every time. And highlights from J-Lo's 50th birthday bash. That would be Jennifer Lawrence, an Oscar contender for Hustlers, surprisingly so, with family, friends, much of Hollywood's elite, and home one keen fiancé Alex Rodriguez, formerly of Ye Olde Yanks. But, as said, the focal point of discussion for this review is Hannah Brown, and her story is on page 44. The Bachelorette's Hannah Brown gets candid about her painful breakup and why she's still hopeful about the future. It is an in-depth article, and unlike most Bachelorette articles, more in-depth with more substance and more questions answered than any other Bachelorette article I've read in previous magazines I bought, both People Magazine and Us Weekly, this year or previous years. She gained millions of fans for her outspoken approach as the Bachelorette, but was left heartbroken. Nevertheless, Hannah Brown is standing tall and hopeful for the future. This is by resident Bachelorette correspondent for People Magazine, Alina Haas, with photographs by Peter Yang. Looking ahead, I've learned a lot, and I'm going to continue to grow, says Hannah at her People photo shoot in LA on July 26th. I'm owning my truth, and my failures, and victories. Single and stronger than ever. I wanted real. I wanted true. I never expected this is how things would turn out. Looks like Hannah Brown might be staying, as Emma Watson so eloquently coined it, self-partnered for the foreseeable future. This is Tyler Cameron and Hannah Brown bonding on a date in Amsterdam with a horse. This is Joy and Heartache, Jed Wyatt proposing to Hannah. I love two different people, says Hannah of Tyler Cameron and Jed Wyatt on the left, down on one knee, with a neo-late engagement ring, which is standard. Not one season of The Bachelor has ended without a proposal. He proposed in Crete on May 11th. I was excited about Jed, but there were a lot of different emotions. If you have not been caught up to speed on the aftermath of everything, let me catch you up to speed now. Tyler Cameron had a brief rebound fling with supermodel Gigi Hadid. And along the same lines, around the same time, Demi Lovato had a brief fling with one of Hannah's former suitors, Mike Johnson. Both flings quickly fizzled out over time, and so I guess they'll both stay self-partnered for the time being as well. This is a bitter ending. Hannah and Luke Parker, 25, had powerful chemistry, but the relationship was never easy, and ultimately imploded after Luke criticized Hannah's choice to have sex on a date. And of course, we all know that infamous windmill date. This is the ring that was. Jed selected a 3-carat oval-cut diamond ring by Neil Lane with a halo of 89 smaller diamonds set in platinum. He said he was totally in love with Hannah, says Lane. When Hannah ended the engagement, she removed the ring. That really hurts, he says. I wanted that ring. And that ending. Of course, now nobody can use that ring anymore because it's tainted. It's tainted love. A reminder of love that never was. But still, it's a Neil Lane ring. Don't throw it in the trash. It still hurts, but I want to show people that there is strength in weakness. Would Hannah be the Bachelorette again? I think you can never say never, and there she is with host Chris Harrison. She is on, I believe, either The Men Tell All or After the Final Rose. Being the Bachelorette was an experience unlike anything else. I learned so much about myself during this process, and if I were to step into this position again, I'm sure I would learn more. I'm always trying to grow and evolve, but to look that far down the road right now feels unfair to the attention my heart needs right now. If you want to see this article come to life per se, you can scan this QR code right here with your phone's camera to watch People cover story, The Bachelorette's Hannah Brown on People TV. And actually, that cover story is also up on YouTube, and I will certainly leave a link below in the description for you to check that out. By the way, she did accept an offer from Tyler Cameron, who got a reception worthy of, I don't know, some form of superstar compared to that of Jed Wyatt when he was featured on After the Final Rose. accepting his offer to go out for drinks sometime. Only time will tell if sparks will fly again. In the meantime, we're left with the question as to what would have been have Hannah stayed with either Jed or pursued a off-camera fling with Tyler Cameron. Looks like we may never know. This also has two other features. Saw Mila in a PDA sighting. That would be Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello after they released the Señorita music video. If you so care about that thing, I assume you do. And this also has a mention about Descendants 3 and how the film itself will stand as a tribute to the recently departed Cameron Boyce, who played Carlos in all three films. He was taken from us far too soon, a formidable talent, now up in heaven, taken way before his time, at the age of 20, after complications from a seizure. A tragic passing. I remember him and adored him best as Luke Ross from Jesse, laying down the moves on Jesse Prescott, aka W.Y.N., who I was absolutely head over heels in love with at the time. He was one of the most suave characters and one of my favorites, so he is very much missed. However, this also has a picture, although she's not mentioned in the article, of Sophia Carson. She plays Evie in the franchise, although I love her best as Ava Jalali of Pretty Little Liars, the perfectionist, and she would be right there, Ava Jalali. Sophia Carson is a smoke show, but for obvious reasons, trailing back to my previous review, my favorite character on The Perfectionist will stand as Alison DiLaurentis Fields, although we can no longer call her that. Anyway, I'm backtracking here. By the way, this is the only Bachelorette article in this magazine, so there's a lot more space to it. If you find it at the thrift store, pick it up. And who will become her successor when Peter Weber, touches down in marital bliss or whatever it is when his season of The Bachelor is up? We'll find out. It all starts January 6th. Hopefully, we'll be here to cover every step of the way. I mean, I hope so. But I know one person who never again wants to see another Bachelor video before he dies. And that would be my friend Eric Beneco. He detests Bachelorette Nation. Along the same lines, Zoe detests Pretty Little Liars. So I know none of them will like this video and this review and the previous one, just on principle.
I say bah, humbug.
Last review we turned to Jacques Pepin Celebrates, because it's not really a holiday unless you have Jacques Pepin, right? 200 of his most cherished recipes for memorable meals with family and friends. I picked this up for $9.99, and as I said before, in conjunction with my Hannah Brown People magazine for 25% off, purchased on the same day. US retail price $40, Canadian retail price $60. I'm going to let Jacques himself explain the premise behind Jacques Pepin Celebrates.
Jacques Pepin Celebrate came out of the best book I probably did, called The Art of Cooking, which was a continuation of La Technique, but with recipe at the end, a technique done, and all in color. We did 35,000 pictures in that. It took 5 years to do, which broke it down to 2 volumes, each 1,500 pictures each, still with the photograph that I work with today. At that time it was quite different. So it was a very long, took me several years to do it. And at that point I wanted to reuse it, and they didn't want to re-put it, reprint it or redo it in a more modern way, so we took the recipe to do Jacques Pepin Celebrate. So it was more in that style that I redid the picture and so forth. So it was probably a more elaborated type of cuisine, probably at the antipode of fast food my way, which was, doing a meal in 30 minutes and so forth. But that's probably why I have so many books, because we got a new idea to do on a show, so we go with the book doing this, so it's a different way. I mean, I did a book with the Cleveland Clinic for cardiac patient weight loss, so that was very focused on one area of cooking. The focus was economy in the kitchen, to feed a family for less than $10, whatever at the time. So that was very focused in one area. I mean, the thing that I did with Julia was another area. Fast food my way was another area. And la technique and all that was, another way of looking at food. In some way, that's why I did probably so many books, because they all had a bit of a different focus.
This is why we need subtitles. But basically what he said was that, unlike Fast Food My Way, which focused on simple weekday recipes elegant enough for company, yet easy enough to pull off for any weeknight meal. By the way, Fast Food My Way is my favorite among his series and cookbooks on PBS. Jacques Pepin celebrates features more elaborate preparations and puts a major emphasis on presentations for the meals in this cookbook and in the series. Much of those recipes were taken from his landmark flagship cookbook, The Art of Cooking, which is now out of print. If any of you, by the way, find The Art of Cooking, send it my way through the care of the Thrift Store Hunt Down. I will be more than happy to review it. If not, you can take a photo and send it to me via social media. I'll make sure to give you a shout out. 26 half-hour shows were produced for this series at the Mary Bullhat Studio at KQED in San Francisco, Jacques Pepin's public television partner for the past couple of decades. 6 of those programs are 1-hour shows that focus on major holidays, from Thanksgiving to the 4th of July to Hanukkah to Christmas. And for the Christmas menu, we're going to turn it over to Jacques and his lovely daughter Claudine, who provides a lot of commentary throughout this book for that menu.
So what's on the menu?
Well, we're starting with oyster on the half shell.
Served with a tangy mignonette. That's one of my favorite memories of Christmas at home.
And a perfect counterpoint to silky smoked salmon served with cucumber salad. A classic baked terrine of foie gras, and my terrific simple salt cure foie gras served with roasted nut, crunchy sea salt and sweet preserves.
Braised duck with tangy honey sauce, glazed shallots, and honey sweet potatoes is a perfect and wonderful main course. Black truffle salad with lemon dressing is rich and elegant.
But for dessert, it's back to the classics. A spectacular bûche de Noël, a chocolate Yule log with splendid decoration.
But what about Christmas pudding with raisins, nuts, candied fruit, and old-fashioned hard sauce?
If you want to take a look at all the menus featured in this cookbook, they are right here. After the acknowledgments from Jacques and Peggy Lee Scott, series producer for KQED, and Jacques' introduction, here they are, the menus. 13 half-hour shows for a country luncheon, a Valentine's surprise, which would be my second favorite here. Okay, it's my favorite. Valentine's Day is actually my favorite holiday. Christmas is my second favorite holiday. A feast fit for a king, a dinner party, al fresco, a festive New Year's Eve. You might want to get a jump start on this ahead of time. An anniversary menu. We have 7 themed shows here that focus on a specific preparation of an ingredient or extolling the virtues of a specific ingredient. Puff pastry, a picnic of pies, Joe Master, bridal shower confections, folks. And speaking of bridal shower, my friend Hedda Hall, the newly minted Mrs. Hedda Hall, big props to her for getting married. She's one of my PLL pals. Kate Spade at Garden State Plaza. And the 6 1-hour specials, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Hanukkah, Easter, Independence Day, or Bastille Day, a graduation buffet, and Christmas, which is the focal point of this review. That would be menu number 23, with the recipes mentioned from Jacques and Claudine listed here. Cheese is, well, kind of a generic term in this cookbook. Any fine cheese will do, and with every menu, they have a selection of wines that would pair very nicely with some of the menus and recipes in here. So let's get to the recipes right now. 1. We have oysters on the half shell with mignonette sauce. This yields 6 servings of 6 oysters each. And these are photographs. Plenty of photographs in here, by the way, by Christopher Hersma, who is female, don't mind the name. This is the home-smoked salmon with cucumber salad. Although smoked salmon of excellent, a word definitely overused in here, but I think well-deserved. Excellent quality is widely available in markets If you want to prepare your own, this recipe is fun to make for a large party. You can use a conventional smoker if you have one, following the manufacturer's instructions, or you can concoct the smoker, as I did, out of an old refrigerator or a metal locker. This smoked salmon should be prepared at least a day ahead, since it is easier to slice if it has time to set. It can be plain or garnished with cucumber salad and asparagus, as in the recipe below. There are separate instructions in here for how to present each recipe once it is finished, because as I said again, this puts a major emphasis on elaborate presentations, because it's the holidays. You want it to look festive. You want it to look as if that you put in all the effort here. This is braised duck with glazed salads and honey sweet potatoes. Not a lot of photographs of finished products here, but definitely plenty of photographs on individual preparations of lots of ingredients for certain applications. By the way, there are photographic step-by-step instructions in here for how to prepare individual ingredients for applications such as this, for cooking and or for presentation. This yields about 5 servings. I don't get why we eat duck. I get why duck fat is so prized, but why do we eat duck? I mean, I don't want to be eating the ugly duckling for all I care. I know, I might be a wimp, but come on, I like animals. Chicken, however, you can do that a million ways and I will still love it. But it is the holidays, so if you want to have at it, have at it. Fresh foie gras with port wine aspic, which yields about 8 to 10 servings. So, the amount this makes and the amount that any recipe in here makes will be enough to feed a big crowd, which is a focal point, really the focal point, of Jacques Pepin Celebrates. Meals for family and friends, meals for groups. In the very next page here, we have salt-cured foie gras, which yields 6 to 8 servings. You can use that interchangeably if you don't like the fresh foie gras with port wine aspic, but because there's wine in the previous foie gras recipe, I think you should definitely serve that. Here we have a black truffle salad, which yields about 6 servings. So yeah, you definitely need to splurge if you're gonna buy this. See these black truffles here? They can put a damper in your wallet, but it's for the right reason. Entertaining family and friends. This is the chocolate Yule log with mint leaves and chocolate bark, which yields 10 to 12 servings. And why in the world is there no photograph of the finished thing? I have no clue. But we have 2 photographs by photographer Christopher Hersma on how to prepare the Yule log. How to roll and assemble it. I'll take that over nothing. And finally, we have the English Christmas pudding with hard sauce, which yields about 8 to 10 servings. Again, no finished photograph. This compact, intensely flavorful pudding can be made weeks ahead and kept tightly wrapped in the refrigerator. Although this recipe is for 1 cake made in a 4 to 6 cup bowl, the recipe can be tripled to make several puddings, as is done in Great Britain before Christmas to use as gifts and serve to friends during the holiday season. As the cake ages, it will develop more flavor. The hard sauce recipe and the syrup recipe for the top yield enough for 1 cake. The pudding can also be cut into 1-inch cubes, soaked in the syrup and alcohol, whiskey, or cognac, and served as petit four for an after-dinner treat. The spice seasoning as well as the dried fruit can be varied according to what is available and what your own personal tastes are. Oh, look at that. Finished photograph. I guess I have to eat my words. Fine, I'll eat my words, as long as they're so nicely contained in this nice-looking dessert. To serve! Unmold the pudding onto an attractive serving platter with some holly around it, if desired, to make it festive. Cut into wedges and serve with a spoonful of hard sauce on top. We're not talking about hard as in consistency, we're talking about hard as in hard flavor here. If there's booze involved, there's certainly gotta be some hard flavor. Jacques is a man who loves his wine. From Jacques' introduction, in our family we love to celebrate. Anything is an excuse for a celebration, and celebrations always mean food and wine. The holidays from Christmas to the 4th of July and Thanksgiving are usually celebrated at home. as well as the obvious occasions, birthdays, graduations, and anniversaries, a lovely spring day, or a cold, crisp day in winter. By the way, as for me, today is the first day of winter, December 21st. That's a pretext for my wife Gloria and me to celebrate. Gloria makes sparse appearances in this television series. Likewise, beautiful artichokes and a plump duck from the market make me want to cook and serve the bounty. In our house, life itself is a celebration. Any ritual means being together around the table. In our family, the table is the place where all the important events of our life are discussed and resolved, and it is where our family traditions are upheld and sustained. Above all, the table is the place for sharing and pleasure. You buy this, and simply put, you have a lot of happy cooking, happy holiday cooking ahead of you. By the way, the cover is one of the more visually striking covers I've seen in a cookbook in a while. I mean, look at this. Gold here in the spine. Jacques Pepin celebrates. This is from Alfred A. Knopf Publishing, and him carrying a sparkler. Visually striking. Definitely adding a lot more appeal to this than one might think. Final note, if you purchase current retail copies of the America's Test Kitchen Cooking School Cookbook, you can gain access to a free 3-month online cooking school membership. I can't think of a better holiday gift for the budding and or struggling cook in your family. The only trade-off is that you get an image of Bridget Lancaster and Julia Collin-Davidson on the cover instead of Christopher Kimball on the cover here in the previous version of the America's Test Kitchen Cooking School Cookbook. But I think that's a nice trade-off. We all know what happened with Christopher Kimball and his split from America's Test Kitchen. Anyway, this is now the deciding factor. My rating for all 4 of these items. A maximum score of 20 points to be awarded. So first up for the America's Test Kitchen Cooking School Cookbook, 4.5 out of 5 claps. For my SASHA PIETERSE cutout, courtesy of Celebrity Cutouts, 4.5 out of 5 claps. For my Hannah Brown People Issue magazine, even though I don't usually rate standard issue People or Us Weekly magazines, although I kinda gotta do it in this case, 5 out of 5. And why? The extra half a clap goes for Sophia Carson pictured inside for Descendants 3, although I love her as Ava Gelati from The Perfectionist. She is a smoke show no matter what. And for Jacques Pepin Celebrates, 4.5 out of 5 claps. The final total is 18.5 out of 20. Whether you participate in the march of the fashionable PLO Army soldiers, or whether you pledge allegiance to Bachelor Nation, or Bachelorette Nation in this case, or if you support in your own fun and carefree way how-to public television shows, like I do here, these are gifts that anybody would be proud to get under the tree this year. And with that, that's gonna wrap up this special holiday present from me to you, an especially long video. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. Again, it was an amalgamation of the past 3 Christmas specials I did over the past 3 years. America's Test Kitchen being represented by the Cooking School Cookbook. That was our first Christmas special in 2016. And the following year we did Pretty Little Liars for our Christmas special, and that was How the Liars Stole Christmas. That was represented by the SASHA PIETERSE cutout. The America's Test Kitchen Christmas special was titled 'Tis the Season to Save Her. Last year's Christmas special, certainly a backbreaker for me, A Christmas Day of Wine and Roses, that was represented by Hannah Brown on the cover of People magazine for August 12, 2019. And the bonus item, just to tie it all together, because what's a holiday feast of any kind without a little bit of Jacques Pepin? Thank you all very much for joining me. This is the Thrift Store Rundown, wishing you the merriest of Christmases and the most joyous of holiday seasons on a budget. I'll catch you on the thrift side and hopefully under the mistletoe. That especially goes for you, Hannah and Sasha.